One of y'all the other day asked me about my buttonhole braid that I made on my lucet and how it could be used in application. And that inspired me to make this bracelet. As you can see, I made this bracelet where I added these really cute large hole beads, but I also used the buttonhole braid. See my button? And the buttonhole braid as a closure. This is the buttonhole braid right here. Okay, now in this video, we're not actually going to discuss this buttonhole braid because that is discussed in another video. But I did want to show that this is one application of the buttonhole braid where it can be used to create jewelry, such as this bracelet, where I used to create. I used the lucet cord to create a bracelet with the buttonhole braid. Okay, that is one application where you can use it. Okay, what we're going to discuss in this video is how to add these large hole beads to the lucet cord. And so what I did was I started off my lucet cord by adding a button. Okay, I added a button. In this case, I used a button with a shank. Okay, I did the same thing here on my next cord that I'm starting here. Okay, I added the button using the with a shank. I went ahead and I've already braided a little bit here. I've already added one of the beads. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a couple more of the two cord braids on my lucet. This is just a basic 2-cord braid. Okay, just like I've shown. Now there is another video that shows how to do the 2-cord braid, and this is what I'm using to be able to add my beads. This is a 2-cord braid on a lucet, just like is shown in one of my other videos. Okay. So I'm going to do a couple more rounds of this. And then when I get to the point where I am ready to be able to add another bead, okay. Now in this case, I want the bead to be able to go onto the blue cord. I already added a bead to the white, so now I want a bead to go onto the blue cord. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the blue cord step of the 2-cord braid so that the blue cord is the one on top of my crisscross. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take my large hole bead. This is my large hole bead, and coming from the opposite side of the lucet from the fork. So in this case, I'm going to be coming from the right to the left. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my bead on my crochet hook first. Then I'm going to pull that cord through my bead. Okay. Now, crossing over the cord, I'm now going to go from the top down through that loop. Done with my crochet hook. Cross through the cord, go from the top down through that loop that I just made, and I'm going to go ahead and put my right hand cord over the right hand fork. Now I can lightly tighten the left hand cord around that. Just lightly tighten it. I don't want it too tight. Lightly tighten around that, like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip my stitches just like I would normally flip my stitches on my fork. Okay, see, now this is my fork. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip those stitches just like I normally would. That's what I'm doing here is I'm just flipping my stitches, just like normal. There I go, I flip my stitches. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten out, and I'm going to pull out the slack, just like I normally would pull out the slack right here. Okay, see how I'm pulling out that slack just like normal. There we go. Okay, now, pulling out the slack, that's all I'm doing. Okay, now technically that bead is attached. Ta-da, bead's on there. But we're not quite done, because as we go to do the next step, we're going to see, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go crisscross over just like normal. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to flip my stitches just like normal. Flip my stitches. Okay, but we're going to see that when we go to pull out this slack, okay, now when we go to pull out this slack is not going to want to pull from the back like normal. See, now normally we just pull that slack out right there. It doesn't want to pull out cleanly because it's running through the bead. So you actually have to pull the slack through the bead. You have to actually pull that slack through the bead. So you got to pull on the slack through the bead. Pull the slack all the way through the bead. And see how that tightened up right there? See where that tightened up? Because I was pulling on the slack through the bead. Okay. And then you can pull the slack through here, through your new stitch. Now you can pull the slack through your new stitch, like that. And then pull it on through here. There you go. Okay. And now you can proceed like normal. Now you can proceed like normal, keeping your bead over here, watching that your bead stays kind of sort of out of your way. Flipping your stitches. And pulling your slack out. And from here, your slack should be able to pull through because now you're not working your slack through your bead anymore. And you should be able to proceed like normal until you're ready to be able to put on your next bead. You always want to, when you put your bead on, your bead will be on the same color as whatever is on the top side of your crisscross. So see, there you go. And then there's the bead on your lucet cord. Ta-da! There it is. I hope that made sense. And I hope that helps people be able to add beads to their lucet cords. Just like that.